Good morning. I'd like to call to order the Pasco County Board of County Commission 10 a.m. meeting of May 6, 2025. At this time, please silence all your electronic devices, that's your phones, and mute your microphones if you're at home. Please rise for the invocation and the pledge. Do we have someone today? Yes, we do. Good morning.
Let us pray. Great and almighty God, we thank you today for this day of civic business. We ask that you will give us wisdom, peace in our communities, and compassion to uplift our issues today. Amen.
Amen. Could you please state your name for the record?
Yes, I was going to ask that.
Chaplain Anthony Shipe, Pasco County Fire Rescue.
Thank you so much. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, Madam Clerk, can you please call the roll?
District 1, Commissioner Oakley.
Here.
District 2, Commissioner Waitman.
Present.
District 4, Commissioner Yeager.
Here.
District 5, Commissioner Mariano.
Here.
District 3, Chairman Starkey.
Here. We're going to switch things up a little bit this morning. We're going to go right into the resolutions, so our first responders over here can get right back out because we're a busy county. So do you want to call up the first resolution?
I do not have them.
Res 1, Hospital Week in Pasco County.
Sorry. We weren't ready for that.
Sorry.
All right. Sorry
Yes,
about
sir.
that. We were taken out of
Everybody
order
with,
and I wasn't aware.
All those
That was
with
a
advent,
surprise.
please come forward.
Yes, please.
Yes, please step up to the podium and I'll go ahead and read
Nick.
the resolution.
Good morning.
All right, resolution number 25-210, a resolution by the Board of County Commissioners of Pasco County, Florida, declaring May 11th through 17th, 2025 as Hospital Week in Pasco County. Whereas the Advent Health Connerton, Advent Health Dade City, Advent Health Wesley Chapel, and Advent Health Zephyr Hills teams consist of more than 3,000 physicians, nurses, and staff in Pasco County. And whereas Advent Health delivers unparalleled, consistent health care, including clinical expertise in cardiology, emergency care, surgical services, obstetrics, can you help me with that? Obstetrics, thank you. I might need some more help, so stand by. Level 2 NICU, neurosurgery, stroke care, long-term acute care, rehabilitation, weight loss surgery, imaging, laboratory, home health, wound care, diabetes, and women's services. And whereas Advent Health has been a steadfast pillar of healthcare excellence in Pasco County, providing compassionate care, innovative treatments, and unwavering support to individuals and families in the community. And whereas Advent Health Dade City, Advent Health Wesley Chapel, Advent Health Zephyr Hills have been recognized with an A hospital safety grade from the Leapfrog Group, a national nonprofit watchdog that sets standards for excellence in patient care. And whereas a core mission of the Advent Health organization is investing in the community and healthcare with more than $200 million last year towards charity care, coverage shortfalls, community health services, and cash and in-kind contributions to other organizations. And whereas Hospital Week provides an annual opportunity for individuals and communities to express gratitude, appreciation, and support for healthcare professionals, recognizing their tireless efforts and profound impact on the lives of others. Now therefore be it resolved by the Board of County Commissioners of Pasco County, Florida, that said board hereby declares May 11th through the 17th, 2025 as Hospital Week in Pasco County, and asks all Pasco County citizens to join in honoring the healthcare heroes who care for the community every day. Done and resolved in regular session with a quorum present and voting this 6th day of May 2025.
Move approval. Second.
All in favor? Aye. Morning. Mr. Oakley.
Good morning. Good morning, Mike.
Good morning.
Glad to see the group you've got here today.
Great
So,
group. That's
Pretty
right.
exciting Hospital Week. I hope that means things go smoothly and no one has any issues.
We got great teams back at the hospital. working.
Yeah. For a lifetime, I've been a part of the hospital here in Zephyr Hills and Dade City and, of course, Wesley Chapel, but I can only thank you for all the care that each and every one of your nurses and doctors and all of you staff that help support all that compassionate way you take care of our citizens of Pasco County. So with that, who's going to be the spokesman? For the
I will
group?
go ahead and
guess
do that.
Mike,
Yep,
you
thank
say.
you, Chairman.
All right, thank you.
Commissioner Oakley. To the rest of the commissioners, thank you. Good morning. Again, my name is Mike Merle, and I serve as the president and CEO for Advent Health Zephyr Hills and our Advent Health Connerton facility, long-term acute care in Land O'Lakes. And on behalf of this team, representatives from all of our hospitals across the county that are part of Advent Health, and as you mentioned, the over 3,000 members of our team serving in this great county, just appreciate the opportunity to be in front of you today and to celebrate National Hospital Week. It is the opportunity we get every year to celebrate with our teams and recognize their compassion, their excellence, and their service for our community. And so I'd like to extend my gratitude on behalf of our team to you for recognizing that with us and the vital role that our hospitals play in our communities, whether they've been a part of the community for over 50 years like Dade City or over a decade in Wesley Chapel. We are part of a growing community, and I think that's what's so awesome about our commitment and what we want to do together in Advent Health is that we grow as a community. As we grow as a county, we are growing alongside you, and it is our commitment to innovate and expand and grow along with Pasco County. And so as we do that, we want to bring more doctors, more facilities, more services to this county to support the growth that's going on and do that alongside you. And we are just proud to serve and grow that infrastructure that will serve our community better and better every day. And everything we do is intended to serve the growing community of Pasco County. And so we just thank you again for your unwavering support for this hospital week. Our hospitals and our clinics, our physician offices, our new offsite ERs are more than just buildings. They're a place where people come and they need help and they need care at their most vulnerable time. And so that's the thing that I love most about our teams is that at the end of the day, it's people taking care of people. And that's people of this county, and we want to do that with compassion and love and support, and most of all, keeping them safe each and every day. So thank you on behalf of this team and the rest of our caregivers at the hospitals. We appreciate your unwavering support and look forward to growing together in the future. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Other board members would like to say something? Go ahead.
Well, we're just glad you're here, and it's just amazing the amount of hospitals that are moving to our county. We just appreciate all you do for our citizens, and not just in Pasco County. I would imagine you have folks traveling here from some of the other counties around.
Indeed.
We know of your wonderful reputation, and just congratulations, and thank you for all you do.
Thank you, Chairman.
Anybody else?
Seth first.
Go ahead, Seth.
Okay,
Thank
Mr.
you.
Wayman?
Yeah, guys, aside from seeing Pasco as a market base for you and supplying quality care for our citizens and our visitors, just thank you for being a community partner overall. There's not a request, whether it's helping the firefighters on a fishing tournament or a Little League team or you name it, you guys are there. You're not just there with monetary support, but you show up and people see a face and they realize that, hey, medical is human too. And that goes with your human-centered approach. And that's very much appreciated, I think, by all of us and the folks that call Pasco home.
Which is your most western facility in the county?
Advent Health North Pinellas is probably the furthest is in Tarpon Springs.
Oh, is that the old Helen Ellis?
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
In Pasco County, it would be Connerton, Land O'Lakes. It's a long-term acute care facility, but
okay.
North Pinellas for sure.
Helen Ellis.
So I, of course, want to say thank you guys for everything you do, and I am a huge fan of your new urgent cares. So instead of going to the hospital, I'm able to take my kids to the Advent Health Urgent Care. So, and we've had great success there. So,
Fantastic. Thank you.
Yep.
Appreciate it.
And I tell you, I want to thank Advent Health. You guys have been such an asset to the community as we focus on quality of life. If you have your health, you have it all. If you get care, you can go. So what you do to improve everything is amazing. It was recently that we actually, on the BBL, was with, again, we're over at a hospitality group called BBL with Marriott.
Yes.
And they actually chose you guys for the great work you do to give you guys a donation for the great work you do. So that kind of tells you that you're resonating from a lot of people from all around.
Thank you.
You guys have helped out with sponsors in great ways for the center ice. You started off with that one, Wiregrass Sports Compass.
Right.
I want to say that I was at a firefighters picnic, Commissioner Stark and I were at last year, and Ryan Quattlebaum was there, and he put a presentation on. You guys were sponsoring that for all the firefighters.
Yep.
And it was literally seconds before, I said, look, I'm doing a Scallop Fest, would you like to help out with that? He goes, put us in so all
There
the
you
families
go.
can go.
We're ready.
And then it led from taking care of the firefighters, now the nurses, et cetera, and everybody can go for free now, thanks to your leadership and what you helped us do. We're expecting this year, it starts on July 24th. Hopefully you bring all your employees out there, we want to treat them all well, let them all have a good time. And again, just thank you guys for all the great work you do. I've been a patient, I've had friends been patients, and your service has been phenomenal, so.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We're going to have Commissioner Oakley go down, and we're going to stand here.
Okay, thank you so much.
Sorry, just keep my purse under the table. Sure, thank you. Oh, thank you. Okay, he'll stand in the middle here with,
Jack, you okay? Are you okay? Are you okay with my standing next to you?
Maybe it goes in there. Sometimes I put them in.
It goes into the,
Sometimes I take pictures from, I take pictures and then I send it to you sometimes when I remember.
All right, everybody, look right here for me. 1, 2, 3. Perfect. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much.
hey, how are you?
Yep, no, thank you.
Hi, how are you?
Hey, what's up, pal? How you doing? Nice to see you too. Appreciate it.
Madam Chair, resolution number 2.
Yep.
All right, if you are here for the County Correctional Officers and Employees Week, please step to the podium. County Correctional Officers and Employees Week. There you go.
Very good.
You all can't hide. We know what you look like.
Please let them around.
They're not blending into the
No.
background.
All right, I'll go ahead and read the resolution. Resolution number 25-207, a resolution by the Board of County Commissioners of Pasco County, Florida, declaring the week of May 4th through 10th, 2025 as Pasco County Correctional Officers and Employees Week. Whereas on October 1st, 2022, Pasco County assumed all duties and responsibilities of management and operations of the Pasco County Jail in Land O'Lakes, Florida. And whereas the Pasco County Jail is documented as the 10th largest county correctional facility in Florida due to the housing of over 1,000 offenders. And whereas correctional facilities across the United States, both public and private, military and civilian, are run by highly qualified and experienced men and women with a deep understanding of the challenges and difficulties within their profession. And whereas correctional officers are highly trained professionals dedicated to maintaining secure correctional facilities and ensuring public safety for all communities. And whereas correctional officers and professionals serve admirably in many different capacities, including jail administrators, supervisors, officers, and support staff, and they work in very demanding and stressful conditions, facing many challenges and put their lives at risk every day. And whereas correctional officers and employees are responsible for the custody, care, safety, security, and reform of thousands of offenders every year, as well as the maintenance of safe and secure facilities. And whereas correctional officers and employees guide, counsel, mentor, teach, train, treat, and assist in rehabilitation of offenders, and provide offenders with direction, guidance, and a new focus while preparing them for community reentry. And whereas correctional officers and employees rise to meet any challenge faced with courage, honor, and excellence. Now therefore be it resolved by the Board of County Commissioners of Pasco County, Florida, that said board hereby proclaims the week of May 4th through 10th, 2025 as Pasco County Correctional Officers and Employees Week, and encourages the citizens of Pasco County to join in expressing appreciation for the hard work, extreme diligence, exceptional service, and unsurmountable dedication provided by the individuals who work in our community or in our county correctional facility. Done and resolved in regular session with a quorum present and voting the 6th day of May, 2025.
Move approval.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. I don't know how to turn off my Apple Watch. It keeps ringing. Oh, okay. This is Commissioner Waitman.
Thank you, Chair Starkey. JJ, Chief Jenkins, glad y'all are
This
here,
rings again.
embarking on our third year as Pasco County's Department of Corrections and managing our jail. And it's been quite a ride so far. Came into office, who would have thought that we'd become one of 5 wardens, essentially, right? And thanks to you all, I've learned an incredible amount of what goes into a jail, how to manage the facility, from toothbrushes to underwear, you name it. All the different aspects of what you all are tasked to manage is pretty incredible, and the dedication to the force, and being in the facility 24/7, 365, and taking care of folks who have many challenges. And with that, I'd say remember to take care of yourselves. You're no good to someone if you're not good to yourself and take care of yourself. It can be a very taxing job and career. But I'm incredibly grateful that you've chose to do this line of work and choose to work for Pasco County. And very glad to have you all here today and to celebrate all the great work that you all do. So thank you, Chief. JJ.
Anyone else?
I just want to say thank you guys for what you do. It is not easy. I don't envy your job. And also just something that I have noticed when I'm at a firefighter pinning, I always see you guys supporting our firefighters. And I love that our firefighters support you all. The relationship is just great. And again, thank you.
Commissioner Oakley.
Yep. JJ and all of you and all your staff members, because I know all of you aren't here, so somebody had to work. So, but the fact of it is the work you've done here in Pasco County in the starting of the 3rd year has been greatly received by our community, and you're doing a great job. We appreciate each and everything, and it's not always easy to do, but you're doing the right thing, and we're getting set up for the new expansion coming on board pretty soon. So look forward to y'all having better facilities to do a better job for the citizens of Pasco County. We appreciate everything you do. Thank you.
I'd just like to say thank you for the great work. You guys have the toughest people to deal with, the toughest clientele going on, and what you have to do every day, trying to do all the right things and keep yourself safe, which is the most important. We don't want anyone to be getting hurt. And thank you for all the great work you do. Mr. Carbella.
I'll just pile on. The accolades are obviously all the same, but I will focus on the fact that as an organization, what you do, the culture and the tight-knitness of how you do it is what's impressive to me probably the most. You are the highest, you have the highest engagement of any department in county government. And I think that's a great sign that your leadership is great there, Chief, as well as your team and how you guys interact as people. And I think that it's phenomenal that you can run a facility and run it the way that you do and have an amazing team that is highly engaged along the way. So I thank you for that.
Okay. And why don't you guys line up here? Commissioner Waitman, go ahead down there. We'll stay behind.
They want to say the remarks?
Oh, I'm sorry. I just got past the gavel, so I'm going to step back.
You're doing good.
Please.
I'll be very brief,
Didn't realize you
Commissioner,
took
so
over.
we can get the pictures taken very quickly. So I do want to thank the chair and the board for recognition of Correctional Officer Appreciation Week, along with the correctional support staff. So together, we all do run a very professional organization. We just had our Florida Model Jail Standards Inspection last week, where we have other agencies come in and they inspect us, and I can tell you they found absolutely nothing wrong with the facility operations, the physical plant, all of our documentation. So it's really a testament to the work that everybody does up here. And like I said, we have our civilian staff here. We have the most senior member of the organization, and we have one of our brand new members that just graduated the academy here. So we're going to continue to bring people on, continue to represent you all well, but I do appreciate all of your support. Thank you so much.
Okay. JJ?
I should have taken the chief up on our offer to speak first because I was going to bring up the inspection. So, no, when Mike talks about the engagement, the culture that the chief and the leadership team have built here, that's why people don't leave. They get offers, they take $20,000 to go somewhere else, they stay right here in Pasco County. So I think it's a testament to the support we receive from the commissioners, from Mike and the staff, and the transition was, maybe not as smooth as you would say ideal. They made it ideal. They made it work, and we'll continue. And this summer we get to open the first phase of the 3-phase expansion, and we're looking forward to that. And thank you again for all your support for public safety.
All right, thank you.
Okay, I'm here for the picture.
Hey, sir.
I had $51,000. I'm sorry I couldn't be here to say good words, but I gave them to you last week. Okay, Res 4.
Three.
Three.
If you're here for Travel and Tourism Week, please step up to the podium. All right.
Where in the world is Consuelo today?
She's in Tulsa.
Again. Wait till you see the mountain bike BMX place in Tulsa.
All right, I'll go ahead and read the resolution. Resolution number 25-205. A resolution by the Board of County Commissioners of Pasco County, Florida, declaring the week of May 4th through 10th, 2025 as Travel and Tourism Week in Pasco County. Whereas National Travel and Tourism Week, established by a congressional resolution in 1983, is an annual tradition during the month of May, during which the United States travel community celebrates the value travel holds for our economy, businesses, and personal well-being. And whereas tourism in is Florida's top economic driver, awareness of the tourism industry's integral part in Florida's economic success will encourage promotion of tourism activities and continue to increase the number of visitors to the state and to Pasco County. And whereas Florida Sports Coast, Pasco County's destinations management organization, works hard year-round with industry partners to promote great reasons for visitors to come to Pasco County for sports, leisure, and business activities. And whereas in fiscal year 2024, visitors to Pasco County had an economic impact of $985 million, including over $675 million in direct spending by approximately 1.5 million visitors. Visitors spending in 2024 saved each Pasco household $349 in state and local taxes. And whereas in fiscal year 2024, the tourism industry supported 10,440 jobs in Pasco County, generating this is going to be a fun number. $304,002,300 in wages and salaries. Thank you for that exact number.
Thank you for reading it.
And whereas on May 22nd, 2025, Florida Sports Coast will celebrate Travel and Tourism Week by hosting their 5th annual tourism banquet and awards, recognizing those who take a leading role in the tourism industry in Pasco County with a keynote speech from former National Football League coach Tony Dungy. Now therefore be it resolved by the Board of County Commissioners of Pasco County, Florida, that said board hereby proclaims May 4th through 10th, 2025 as Travel and Tourism Week in Pasco County, and urges all Pasco County residents, to recognize the importance of this vital industry to our area. Done and resolved in regular session with a quorum present and voting the 6th day of May 2025.
Move approval.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Well, what a few weeks you've had with all the fun stuff going in the legislature.
Yes, ma'am.
But we have such wonderful numbers, and I just want to thank the whole team for all the hard work you do, and so proud of our county and all the great things we have to offer. And you know, some of the places I haven't been to yet, can't wait to take my grandchildren to feed those giraffes. So lots going on with travel and tourism, and why don't you speak to the...
Thank you, Madam Chair. Adam Thomas, Executive Director of Florida Sports Coast in Pasco County. I'm here today with the Florida Sports Coast team and some members from our Tourist Development Council, but we can't do what we do without the support of our team and the TDC, and more importantly, of the Board of County Commissioners. So first of all, thank you for your support and the supporting our industry, not only here locally in Pasco County, but statewide, speaking about the legislature. You know, travel and tourism are major factors when driving the Florida economy, generating billions of dollars in revenue, supporting millions of jobs, and contributing significantly to the state and local tax revenue. It's considered that the state's leading industry and a significant source of economic stimulus. So some examples of that are some local businesses. Tourism supports a wide range of local businesses, from restaurants and hotels to shops and attractions. Infrastructure. Tourism spending contributes to the funding of essential infrastructure projects such as roads and transportation. Community development. Tourism can help promote community development by creating jobs, attracting investment, and improving quality of life for residents. So in essence, tourism is a powerful engine for Florida and Pasco County's economy, driving revenue, creating jobs, and supporting communities across this great county. So thank you so much for supporting us and sponsoring this resolution, Chairman Sarkey, and I just thank you so much.
And what is the date of the tourism banquet?
May 22nd at Saddlebrook Resort.
And do we still have some tickets left?
We do, yes ma'am.
Okay, so, and if people want to join us and listen to Coach Dungy, how do they get some tickets?
Well, it's not Chuck Norris, but it is Coach Dungy. So
Next year.
Who said Chuck Norris?
Next year we might have an opportunity. But yes, you can go online. You can go on our website and our events page on our website and purchase tickets that way, or just reach out to us and we'll guide you.
And do we have that drone show again? Since
We don't have the drone show. We have
Right, I
something
missed
else.
it last year.
We have some other things that are supplementing the drone show that's going to be more entertaining.
Really?
Yes.
I have to say, that's my favorite event.
Yeah.
You
It's
guys have
it's
the
mine
bar
too.
pretty high, so
Yeah,
I
yeah.
can't wait for this year.
Anyone else have any comments?
Commissioner.
We'll start with Commissioner
Adam,
Mariano.
I
then we'll-
certainly appreciate
No,
everything
no,
you've
no.
done and your
I'll
team
go this way.
stepping up and taking charge and doing what you've done for the citizens of Pasco County. It's been going very well, and certainly appreciate each and every one of you of what you do for the citizens of Pasco County.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Commissioner Waitman,
You okay, Jack?
Yeah.
Thank you, Chair.
I'm working my way.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Obviously, everybody coming to Pasco and entertainment's a thing now, and, you know, thanks for keeping Pasco fun and thinking innovatively, and not just from, you know, Pascal and his team at Van Berg Tennis, but over to Jack's area at Sun West and all the different sports parks, Wiregrass Ranch Sports Campus. I mean, there are options for Pasco, and we're on the map. And y'all do exciting and fun work for us. And I know it can be a little daunting going all the different places that you have to go, but somebody's got to do it.
It's tiring.
Somebody's got to do it. And you know, just grateful for putting us on the map and showing us in a positive light. And next year, I'm really looking forward to Chuck coming to town. And so no pressure there.
Yes, sir.
And Commissioner Mariano.
I'd like to say, Adam, you've done a phenomenal job since coming on board here. Your willingness to just go after the market, using technology as well, has been incredible. I think the relationship you're building is great, such as like BBL with Bobby. I mean,
Yeah.
just phenomenal. Just keeping them in and keep everybody in the loop. When you have done such a great local job, great job with the local businesses as well. All those daily things that go on that we sponsor, like Pasco Fiesta, the Kumquat Festival, all those things matter because when people are here, they get something to do, it makes them want to come back, and that's why the
100%.
numbers have got stronger and stronger as we go. So as much as we're doing great there, the other things we're doing to expand it out is going to bring even more tourism and makes a great impact. As your study's going to show, it saves the taxpayers here, I think, figured this year, $384 a year on what they would normally pay for taxes. It's now sponsored by people coming in from out of town having
Correct.
a good time.
Yes,
And
sir.
I would tell you, like, with the Pasco Fiesta, it's like my family's vacation where I bring them all down. We had like 12 family members come down this year just to celebrate that week and whatever, but I'm sure around the area, whether it be tennis, paddle, whatever, people love to have things to do when they get here.
Absolutely.
And you're helping make that happen, which wasn't always the focus before. There was struggles with that. So you're doing that, and it's going great. So
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Can I add something, even though I'm down here?
You're the chair.
On the microphone.
For the
Thank
last,
you.
yeah, I am the chair. For the last few years, we have auctioned off a scalloping on our boat for different 501c3s. This year, we donated it to the AmSkills. And, you know, it goes for thousands of dollars. So we use that as a great money raiser for our charities. And then I had a dinner party Saturday, and we served the Pasco County's official pie,
Nice.
the frozen kumquat pie. Not one person there had ever had it, and they were just blown away. So I want to make sure we get that into Saddlebrook. I have suggested that they put that on their menus for their banquets when they have businesses and conventions. So we're very proud of our official kumquat pie. All right, let's take a photo.
Commissioner Eater, does she want to stand?
Oh, she did.
Okay.
Didn't she say, yeah, she was first.
Ready?
Okay, this is for you. And then these are for, I'll just send these to you. We have a lot to get through. All right, one, two, three. Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay, now I think it's me again. Go ahead and start that resolution.
Okay, so resolution number 4. Let's see. If you're here for Paint the Town Blue Week, please step up to the podium. All right. Hello. I'll go ahead and read the resolution. Resolution number 25-209. A resolution by the Board of County Commissioners of Pasco County, Florida, declaring May 11th through 17th, 2025 as Paint the Town Blue Week in Pasco County. Whereas the week of May 11th through the 17th, 2025 is recognized across the United States as National Police Week, a time dedicated to honoring the service and sacrifice of law enforcement officers who safeguard our communities. And whereas law enforcement officers serve with unwavering commitment and courage, accepting the risks and responsibilities that come with protecting lives, property, and freedoms of the public. And whereas all federal, state, and local police officers, sheriffs, and other law enforcement officers across the United States serve with valor, dignity, and integrity. And whereas for generations, brave men and women throughout Pasco County have answered the call to serve and protect our communities. Our law enforcement officers embody the courage and honor to represent the best of Pasco County. And whereas in moments of danger and desperation, the first people we turn to are law enforcement officers. These often unsung heroes risk their lives so that we can live in peace and security. And whereas the FBI Tampa Citizens Academy Alumni Association, a nonprofit organization committed to community engagement and public safety awareness, has created the Paint the Town Blue campaign as a tribute to law enforcement officers nationwide. And whereas this campaign invites communities to participate by lighting homes and businesses in blue, wearing blue attire, and sharing supportive messages on social media as visible symbols of appreciation and solidarity. And whereas the Pasco County Board of County Commissioners proudly supports this initiative and the outstanding contributions of our local, state, and federal law enforcement agencies. Now therefore be it resolved by the Board of County Commissioners of Pasco County, Florida, that said board hereby proclaims the week of May 11th through 17th, 2025 as Paint the Town Blue Week in Pasco County and encourages all residents to join in this observance by participating in campaign activities and publicly expressing their appreciation for the dedication and bravery of law enforcement officers. Done and resolved in regular session with a quorum present and voting the 6th day of May, 2025.
Move approval.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Good morning.
Morning.
And is this the first time we've done this one, or have we done paint the town
No,
blue
this is the
before?
first one from Pasco County.
Yeah, that's what I know
Never
we've done it
seen this one.
with other organizations, but not this one. So, good morning, and tell us a little bit more about your involvement in all of this.
Good morning. My name is Jacques Hakim. I'm the president of the FBI Tampa Citizens Academy Alumni
Okay.
Association. With me is James Nicole, who actually was the gentleman behind this whole project about 5 years ago when it wasn't in favor to support the blue. And also with me is Board of Directors Thomas King. A few years ago, when everybody else in the nation was going after the police, defunding the police, we decided to actually go in another direction, which is supporting the police. So we've asked all the commercial partners, any federal, state, local, to change their light bulbs to blue in observance of Police Week. And then we started working with local and state governments to change their lights, like the courthouses and the bridges, and we were able to do that. This is our 5th year with this recognition, and I'm a Pasco County resident, and this means a lot to me coming from
Same.
the Board of Commissioners. So thank you for the resolution. Thank you for recognizing us. I also want to recognize Bill Cronin, who's also a part of this. Anyone else want to say?
So I want to ask my county administrator, are we making this building blue?
We would hope so, Mr. Corbella.
We are.
Yes, we
Oh,
will.
that's wonderful.
Thank you.
All right. Anybody else have any comments?
I do.
Go ahead, Commissioner Yeager.
One, as a daughter of law enforcement, thank you guys for everything. And speaking of the light bulb, I live in downtown the city of Newport Richey, so they do change the light bulb under the bridge. So when you go
Oh,
under
nice.
the bridge, it lights up blue.
Thank you.
Yep.
So everyone listening today, if you have the opportunity, go out and support your law enforcement by putting a blue light somewhere in your home or business. Commissioner
I'd
Mariano?
like to thank you, gentlemen, for taking the stand and pushing this idea forward. I think it's so important to let our law enforcement know that they're appreciated, the first responders. They've been through a lot of tough years with a lot of stuff that's going on. I think there's a definite change in the nation now, and thank you guys for leading the way here in Pasco.
Thank you.
Okay, Commissioner Waitman, then we're all going to go down because there's just three
Yeah.
of them.
Yeah, thank you guys for making the trek over today. Your work doesn't go unnoticed. And, when country was going one direction, I'm glad you guys went another. And that means a lot here. I'm fairly confident to say that this board supports our city police departments, our sheriff's office, our corrections, and we work very diligently to figure out a way to fund the organizations appropriately and support the officers that are in the field. And we're just grateful that you all are here and doing the work on the other side of the dais to support the men and women who support us day in and day out every day. So thank you.
Thank you.
All right, let's hustle on down. I'm sorry, we only have two. No, she was talking.
Oh, we're all going down.
Okay, Res 5 is going to be the International Firefighters Day, so here we go. It's a busy week.
It is.
Busy month.
All right, I'll go ahead and read the resolution. Resolution number 25-206, a resolution by the Board of County Commissioners of Pasco County, Florida, declaring May 4th, 2025 as International Firefighters Day in Pasco County. Whereas in recognition of our firefighters, International Firefighters Day honors the sacrifices made by past and present firefighters to ensure the community is as safe as possible. And whereas International Firefighters Day began in 1999 when Lieutenant J.J. Edmondson sent out to honor 5 firefighters from the Geelong, is that correct? West Fire Brigade of Australia, who lost their lives while fighting a fire on December 2nd, 1998, and is observed on May 4th because that is the feast day for Saint Florian, who is considered the patron saint for firefighters. And whereas the National Fallen Firefighters Foundation recognizes the week of May 3rd through 4th, 2025 as the National Fallen Firefighters Memorial Weekend and created the Light the Night for Fallen Firefighters, which encourages fire departments, families, and businesses to turn their porch lights red to honor and remember those firefighters who have lost their lives in the line of duty. And whereas International Firefighters Day aims to raise public awareness about the invaluable role the firefighters play in protecting lives and property, and to serve as a solemn reminder of the dangers, increased health risks, and sacrifices they make and the toll their profession takes on their physical and mental well-being. And whereas International Firefighters Day is a worldwide day to recognize, express appreciation, and salute the men and women of the fire service for their incredible dedication to public service, their bravery in keeping us safe and protecting our properties, communities, natural preserves, and wildernesses. And whereas we reflect on their heroism, show our gratitude, and thank them for their extraordinary commitment, exceptional courage, and selfless duty, and offer our support to those firefighters on the front lines every day. Now therefore be it resolved by the Board of County Commissioners of Pasco County, Florida, that said board hereby proclaims May 4th, 2025 as International Firefighters Day in Pasco County and recognizes the citizens of Pasco County to join in expressing appreciation for the hard work, extreme diligence, exceptional service, and dedication provided by the individuals who work in Pasco County Fire Rescue. Done and resolved in regular session with a quorum present and voting the 6th day of May, 2025.
Move approval.
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Commissioner Yeager.
All right. Well, thank you, and I am honored to present this resolution to you all. Thank you for your commitment and your courage to providing our residents in Pasco County. Not only are you guys firefighters, but you're also first responders. You're the first one on the scene of an accident. I can't imagine the things that you guys see and perform on a daily basis. And you know, hearing this, it can't help me remind me of when JJ gave out the Warrior Award with the lady who was in distress with the 2 children and had nowhere to go. She was scared, on the run, didn't have car seats, and she ran to the fire station. So the fire station, you know, is just a symbol of safety and hope. And I just thank you guys for risking your lives every day. And in Pasco County, we're proud that we're investing in your health and safety. And thank you for everything you do for our citizens. You guys are absolutely amazing, and we're so grateful and thankful to have you.
Commissioner Oakley.
Oh, and of course, my son is in the cadet program. So I'm very proud of him as well. And he really looks up to you guys. If I tell him I ran into a firefighter, who is it, Mom? What station are they at? Thank you.
Yeah.
Commissioner Oakley.
JJ, Ryan, Chief, I can't thank you enough for all that you do and all your staff and members of the fire department, all that do throughout our county. And I certainly appreciate all you do that leads to saving lives and also taking care of our citizens so that we'll be out of harm's way. So thank you very much.
Commissioner Whitman.
Yeah, thank you. You know, you guys, I don't know how you handle the stress. You worry about taking care of everybody else all day long, and you all have families and loved ones you got to care for also. And again, like I said with the corrections, take care of yourselves. it's important. If you don't take care of yourselves, you can't take care of us, and we need you. And you guys choose this profession and love doing the job day in and day out, not just when you're on duty, but see the guys in the back there, they're probably off duty and they're still here and doing all different community engagement events throughout our county and out of county to promote the job at hand in our department here in Pasco. So thank you for your love and dedication of your job, our county, our folks, our businesses, and just incredibly grateful for all you do for us. So glad you're here today.
Commissioner Mariano.
I'd like to say you guys are just a top class. The organization, especially over the years, has just grown to be such a professional organization. The work you do is incredible. I know that people appreciate it. The surveys show it over and over again. The people we talk to show that, and I think you can see with the board that making sure you have the right equipment, making sure you have the right place to live while you're working and you're away from your families. I think the new schedule is going to be something that's going to take the stress off you at the same time, improve your quality of life. The care that we want to take of you guys to make sure you're healthy, not only for mental health, but the physical health. I think it shows with the station we're putting in place and all the stuff we do. And I'll tell you, you got a great team of leaders, but you guys are doing a great job on the ground, and that makes such a difference to this county. So thank you for all your great service. We appreciate it. And by the way, I do have 2 lampposts. I think I got a red one. I'll have a blue one now for the week.
And our county administrator wants to say some words.
Yes, actually, I just, again, grateful for the service that you provide. Having grown up in this environment, I understand what you do day in and day out. I will say that I'm also proud. I'm very proud of this agency and what you guys have accomplished. Pasco County's reputation is first rate in the state, if not in the nation, but it's because of you. And you should take great pride in that, because I certainly do. And we're just grateful for the relationship that we have, both the administration, the union, rank and file. It's been fantastic. So thank you all for that.
And I would just echo all the comments here. JJ, wonderful job. We're so glad we have this new ACA position. And Chief, congratulations on all the fine work you're doing. And I always say there's not a time when I'm out on the road that I don't pass one of you guys heading off to an emergency. And there was a fire truck this morning, I think it was on Curly or Prospect, heading somewhere this morning. So I think we're the busiest fire department in the state. Is that correct?
There was a tractor trailer turned over on I-75 this morning.
Oh, well, no doubt we value your service and love the good relationship we have with all of you, and are just so grateful that you have chosen your professions to take care of all of us. So with that,
Chief,
Commissioner Yeager, that's...
Chief, want to say something?
Chief?
Just real
Oh, yeah,
quick.
go ahead, Chief.
Sure, I'd just like to say, we value your support. We thank you very much for it all. This is Battalion Chief Vic Tesaro, Captain James Moeller. These are the crews that are here, just down the road, that are here serving the public in this area right here. These are the ones that are doing the hard work. These are the ones that are out there making a difference, and they're the ones that are making this organization as great as they are, just like the Mr. Carbala said. So, this is a day of remembrance as well. I'd just like to remind the commission that, 2 years ago we lost Jason Tucker to a line of duty death. And this weekend we had a representation up at the National Fallen Firefighters Memorial where he was memorialized very, very respectfully and well deserved. So I just wanted to bring that back to attention.
Thank you very much. Commissioner JJ, did you? Okay, sorry.
Just real quick, I wanted to thank the commissioners for your support on the mental health initiatives. We have our mental health for first responders. That program is being copied. We used it when there was an area county who had a tragic loss. We used our services and they utilized our services. We're being copied. We've been asked to go around the country and frankly outside of our country to help model that program. And the same thing with D-Shift. If you and Mike has heard this from his family members in Tampa, everyone's trying to figure out how to copy Pasco County with the D-Shift.
Mayor Casters asked me on one of our economic development trips, said, how did you do that?
I just wish the public knew the phone calls that we've had over the years, whether it's on equipment, D-Shift, mental health, the advocacy you guys have had and shown to this fire department and the corrections. I'm lucky I say I have the best job because I had public safety, but it helps these guys on the ground do their job because we're providing the best equipment and the support. So I just want to say thank you.
All right.
And thank you to Raider and the other dogs in the fire department.
Take a picture.
How will we do this one? Okay, we'll stay up, Commissioner Yeager. You do that one, and then as soon as we're done with this, please start reading number 6. Yeah. She'll still be walking up. Start reading.
Yeah, don't give Martinez a hard time. Go ahead, Commissioner Mariano. Give him a hard time.
We got one more. We're gonna go ahead and start reading it, Lisa. Keep moving.
Okay, so resolution number 6, if you are here for Older Americans Month in Pasco County, if you could please step up to the podium. All right, resolution number 25-208, a resolution by the Board of County Commissioners of Pasco County, Florida, declaring the month of May 2025 as Older Americans Month in Pasco County. Whereas May is a time for us to recognize and honor Pasco County and the Area Agency on Aging of Pasco Pinellas, older adults, and their immense influence on every facet of American society. And whereas through their wealth of life experiences and wisdom, older adults guide our younger generations and carry forward abundant cultural and historical knowledge. And whereas older Americans are a vital part of Pasco County's demographic makeup, contributing their time, wisdom, and experience to the community. And whereas every citizen in Pasco County should strive to recognize, understand, and address the evolving needs of older adults. And whereas older Americans improve our communities through intergenerational relationships, community service, civic engagement, and many other activities. And whereas communities benefit when people of all ages, abilities, and backgrounds can participate in and live independently. And whereas Pasco County and the Area Agency on Aging of Pasco Pinellas must ensure that older Americans have the resources and support needed to stay involved in their communities, reflecting our commitment to inclusivity and connectedness. And whereas the 2025 theme of Older Americans Month is Flip the Script on Aging, which seeks to transform how society perceives, talks about, and approaches aging, encouraging individuals and communities to challenge stereotypes and dispel misconceptions about older adults. And whereas Pasco County and the Area Agency on Aging of Pasco Pinellas urges all Pasco County citizens to recognize the contributions of our older adults and to join in promoting programs and activities that foster connection, inclusion, and support for older adults. Now therefore be it resolved by the Board of County Commissioners of Pasco County, Florida, that said board hereby declares the month of May 2025 as Older Americans Month in Pasco County, done and resolved in regular session with a quorum present and voting the 6th day of May 2025.
Move approval.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Commissioner Yeager.
All right. Well, I am honored to bring this resolution to you all. One, not only because I'm on the Board of Area of Aging, but also because, I don't know, some of you may know, my grandfather lived to be 104, just shy of his 105th birthday. So as a little girl, I would just sit there and ask him about things from his childhood. And he would tell me these fascinating stories, things I could not even remember. And whenever I see an older person, I mean, that's history walking around. There's so much knowledge and information in that person. And I try to encourage people to sit and just have a conversation with them and tap into that wealth of knowledge. And I'm super proud to be on the board to work with you guys and everything you do for our seniors. I encourage people to go visit a senior center, get involved, because the look on their face when you come see them, they are so thankful. They hug you, they clap, they're almost forgotten sometimes, and it's very heartbreaking. So thank you for being a light in their lives. Thank you for everything you guys do and recognizing them. So,
Commissioner Mariano.
Thank you. Thank you all for your service in aging. Our seniors are just, they need the help. They love the help. I mean, we were at a ribbon cutting yesterday with Gracie's Food Pantry, and the look of happiness, all them being together, but getting that little bit of extra help for food makes a difference. Whatever you guys are doing for your services is making their lives better, so thank you for all that.
Commissioner Oakley.
Thank you all for all you do for our seniors. I take particular notice when they talk about seniors anymore. And fact of it is, they talk about veterans and seniors, I perk up. So the fact of it is, y'all do a great job for our seniors, and you're the lifelink for a lot of them. They have no one else. So what you do for them, they're very, very grateful for that. And I'm sure they're very thankful when the driver or whoever comes by to drop off meals or whatever they're doing for them, they're very grateful for that reach out of Pasco County. And Pasco and Pine Mountains has worked out a great deal and service a lot of seniors in our area. So thank you very much.
Commissioner Wade.
Thank you, ma'am. Yep, Ms. Pearson, Ms. Winter, Mr. Hoban, thank you guys for choosing this line of work. Folks age, they become more delicate, and they're not sure what to do next. And just glad you're there to help them figure out this current phase of life. We're all going to be there one day. And I'd be remiss if I didn't remind everybody that Pasco County passed its senior tax exemption, $50,000 additional homestead exemption for folks. And this is the first year that it's going to go into effect. So please call the property appraiser's office. He has a whole team ready to help our seniors save some money, stay in their homes. And please take advantage of Pasco's new senior tax exemption. Proud of the work that the board did to pass that tax exemption to help save our seniors some money, and hope that the program is widely successful. So thank you all for being here today.
And I would echo all the words of my commissioners and also add that we have our first senior, well, I don't know if it's our first, but we have a new senior housing project going up by a company called Dominium behind Southgate Publix, which will offer very safe, affordable housing for our seniors. I think it's at 60% AMI. So I think there's 300 something units in there, right? Yep. You want to say something?
Yeah, I just wanted to add on to it that you guys are honestly at the heart of our county mission of serving our community to create a better future. So I can't think of anything more fitting when you guys brought some new people on board at the new hire orientation, and I just thank them because you guys are really doing the hard work on that tip of the spear with the most vulnerable in our society. And our seniors have given so much to care for us, so it's only right that the society would care for them. So just thank you for committing your careers to doing that. As Commissioner Waitman says, we're all going to be there. So
yep, and as those of us really saw it on the west side with Hurricane Helene, how many of our vulnerable senior citizens were impacted. It was heartbreaking. So we're just glad we have an agency like yours that can step in and help. So thank you very much. Commissioner Yeager, you want to go down?
Yep.
And we'll stand up here.
I just want to say a couple of things. I can't thank Pasco County enough for their amazing partnership. Kathy Pearson, Brian Hoban, Tom Sneed, Josephine Benson, and the entire team that's not here. We couldn't do it without you. Everything that you said is true. We want Pasco County to be the best place for seniors to live, and so far you're living up to it. So thank you very, very much. We are, however, in a crisis situation with potential budget cuts coming as of October 1st. We need to use all of your spheres of influence to help us ensure that the federal government continues to provide for our most vulnerable, and only the most vulnerable. Potential cuts to your transportation program that we fund, complete elimination to the utility program, decreased funding for meals. Now is the time for us to work together to ensure that these seniors continue to get the services that they need in Pasco County and in the state of Florida and throughout our country. I do want to end on a high note, though, because I'm super excited that we're going to be partnering on our senior affordable housing project. We're closing in on a location, and because of Congressman Bilirakis and the support of Pasco County, we too will be building senior affordable housing in collaboration with the county. We think it's going to be a legacy project, and we're really looking forward to that. Thank you all very much.
Thank you. All right, Commissioner, you go down. We'll stay up. dapper.
Hey, stand over there by,
Take your time. Okay, nice time. Thank you. Okay, now is the time, we're gonna take public comment. And, yes?
Should we run through consent real fast?
Nope, the county attorney said we have to do public comment before consent. So, let me get my little script here. What do I do with it?
I'm leaving after well.
Buried it.
My son's
Read that one. Okay. So now's the time for public comment. Citizens are given an opportunity to comment on any current or future agenda item coming before the board and on other business under the board's purview. Today's public comment will be handled as follows. First, we will take public comment from those who are here in person, and then we will take public comment from those who have pre-registered for a WebEx link and are currently on queue. We request that when you address the board, comments are not directed personally against a commissioner or a team member, but rather directed at the issues. This provides mutual respect between board members and the public. After stating your name and address for the clerk, a 3-minute timer will be activated and a green light will show on the podium. After 2 minutes, a yellow light will indicate you have 1 minute left, and when your time is up, a red light will be displayed. 3 beeps will sound and you should close your comments. WebEx participants will be disconnected automatically when their time is up. Madam Clerk, can you read the first name, please?
Sure, yes, Madam Chair. I'm going to go right at the first 3 so you
Yeah.
know the lineup. So one person's done, just come right on up. So we have Alexandra Lewis, followed by Candace Alfieri, followed by Mark Alfieri. Ms. Lewis, state your name and address for the record, then you can begin.
Alexandra Lewis, 7841 Abbey Brook Circle in Wesley Chapel, Florida. I also have documents.
Move to receive and file.
Second?
All in favor? Aye.
And they can hand them over.
There, see? What'd I say? We are busy.
And I go.
You may begin, thank you.
I'm here today as a resident of Epperson, a homeowner, a neighbor, and a mother of 3 active boys who spend their afternoons riding bikes, catching lizards, and playing soccer right in our streets.
Can you push that microphone up just a little bit? Thank you.
Absolutely. We've created a safe community where we all know and look out for each other, and you're going to hear from several of us today, all dressed in blue. I'm speaking on behalf of families like mine who are terrified about the plan to have Abbey Brook Circle as a part of Epperson Ranch 2 CDD as a sole entrance and exit to the Elam Road JK2 Townhome Development, part of Epperson North CDD. As such, I submit a copy of Resolution 2025-06, declaring objection to change of roadway configuration for a formal school parcel, along with a petition and signatures from residents of Abbey Brook Circle and Lily Arbor Way, the 2 impacted streets by this change, which are documents 1 through 3 and what you're being handed right now. We understand growth is coming to Pasco County and we welcome it, but growth must be smart, consistent, and respectful to the current community. Abbey Brooks is narrow and not designed for heavy traffic. It's also where our children play because we've turned our streets into makeshift playgrounds since we're the only CDD without a park. Despite there being 3 parks originally planned in Ranch 2, 2 of which were supposed to be on Abbey Brook Circle, which is the last document in your packet. What's troubling about this plan is it breaks the development pattern established throughout Epperson's connected city design. Parson Hill Boulevard connects to Sanders Tree Loop via Golf Cart Path. Bower Bass Circle connects to Blue Passing Loop, Rolling Stone Trail, Biscayne Lagoon, and Avon Dive, also via Golf Cart Paths. Other subdivisions off Epperson Boulevard and Overpass follow similar connection patterns. Meanwhile, several neighborhoods are not connected at all. Sentosa Apartments, Wellingblade Loop, and Rockfleet Drive, to name a few, off of Curly, remain unconnected. The precedent is clear. Residential roads are not used to connect subdivisions, so why should Abbey Brooks be the exception? Routing all traffic from this development through our street would endanger our children and erode the character of our neighborhood. This is not a protest of the development itself, but taking a stand for our children's safety, consistency of connectivity, and preserving our way of life. There's a simple and reasonable solution. Turn the planned emergency exit on Elam Road into the sole entrance and exit into this development. Connect Abbey Brooks via golf cart path only, just like the planned connection from Ender Hills Road on the other side of the development. This approach honors the existing design of Epperson, respects our neighborhood, and ensures safe and responsible growth. So today I ask you to reconsider this plan, respect the precedent, respect the people, and work with us, not around us. Our children deserve safe places to play, our residents deserve peace of mind, and our community deserves to be heard. Thank you for your time and for listening to the voices of the community that you serve.
Madam Chairman?
Yes.
Since you have a fair amount of people that are signed up for this, this has already gotten through the process. It appears, based on the information I was given by planning, the site plan, PDP, CP, SP was approved administratively September 20th of 2024. The only action that is pending on this project is the final subdivision plat, which would come to you as a ministerial action that you cannot make changes to unless it's inconsistent with your land development code. If Senate Bill 784 is signed by the governor, it won't even come to you. It'll be handled administratively.
The plat?
The plat.
Could you explain to the folks here what that means when something is approved administratively?
Well, a final subdivision plat based on the case law in the state of Florida is a ministerial act as long as it complies with Chapter 177 and your subdivision regulations and its prior approvals. It must be approved. So the only way that the changes that the residents are seeking can be made is if the developer asks for a change in the plan. So I would recommend that their CDD contact the developer and see if they can work something out. But at this point, you're legally bound to approve it if it comes before you. And as I said, based on the timing, I don't know that this one will even come to you.
So I appreciate that you're all here today, and you're certainly welcome to have your voices heard. But there is nothing that comes in front of us on this that we haven't have an ability to stop or change by law. So just want to make sure you understand that. Right? Am I saying that right?
That's correct.
Yeah.
It's
just philosophically for all the board members, these are the reasons why I always say that neighborhoods need to have they have to have multiple connections to avoid issues like this. And so I'm disappointed that there's not another one here, but there is nothing we can do about it. So we just wanted you to know that.
Madam Chair?
Yeah.
Just for clarity, so, Mr. County Attorney, so this decision, though made administratively, has already been made?
Yes.
And once it's been made, you can't change it, otherwise you're going to be...
The board's action was the last board action that would have been before the board was the Connected City MPUD. When you approved that, it had provisions in it that allowed them to change this use from school to something else if the school board didn't want the site. They then applied for site plan approval when the school board rejected the site in '22. They got that approval. So they have all their approvals up to plat, and that plat is no longer a discretionary action for the Board of County Commissioners.
Right. And just to certify, all the decisions that were made have been made and can't be changed.
That's correct, unless the developer wishes to come in and modify them.
If there had been a school there as was originally envisioned, wouldn't that school have been required to connect to ELAM?
You'd have to add.
That's my issue here. I mean, I would never have let that school happen without a connection to the but that has changed, and my understanding is the land that's in front of this program, this this parcel has already been sold and is under construction, so there is no possible way to connect to Elam.
There is, I'm sorry, am I able to speak?
Well, it's unusual for us to, we normally don't take comment, but there's so many of you, and I understand your angst. I don't know, let me ask the board what you guys want me to do. What do you want to do?
They have the right to speak.
They do.
The fact of it is, nothing they say or say to us will change what's coming forward.
Yeah, that's our challenge. Did her buzzer go off?
No.
Okay, you can ask your question.
So respectfully, there is currently a emergency exit on Elam that the construction workers are using. There's not currently an access point off of Abbey Brook Circle. It's not been paved, it's not final. We also believe there's a flaw in the original paperwork that was filed. The townhome development is not part of Ranch 2 as Abbey Brooks is. We are completely separate CDD. There's no interlocal agreement between the two CDDs to use our roadways.
CDD is a public road, but I don't know, is there anything we can do about that?
If there is a flaw in the administrative approval, staff needs to look at that, but as I said, that it's not gonna come before the board.
Okay, but we'll dig into that one.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Madam Chair?
Yes.
Can we have this lady, maybe the others, meet with David Allen, and let's go look at this issue? If there is a flaw, let's go try to get it corrected.
David is right back here. So he is our Assistant County Administrator in charge of development. So David, where would you meet with folks to go into more depth here? Because we're not going to get into a conversation with any other speaker.
Downstairs is the big room that's there?
There is a conference room downstairs. I don't know how many folks are here. I don't either, but we'll. So if you want to go
Right.
down and speak with our gentleman who's in charge of development, this is your opportunity to go down.
Is that for everyone from Abbey Brooks, or
Who?
are you allowing them to speak here, or are you requesting that they go with the gentleman?
They can speak.
Anyone can speak, but we're not going to answer, and there's nothing we can do unless you find that flaw. So
I've got a long list.
we have a lot of people here, and again, there's.
I'll go through the list.
So if you want to have an opportunity to speak more, go with David downstairs. All right, next.
All right, we have Candace Alfieri, followed by Mark Alfieri, followed by Danielle Polovic.
Good morning, my name is Candace Alfieri. I live at 7736 Abbey Brook Circle. I also have.
Move to receive and file.
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
Good morning, Commissioners. My name is Candace Alfieri, and I too live on Abbey Brook Circle. I'd like to express my concerns for the JK2 townhomes to use Abbey Brook Circle as their main entrance. I'm extremely worried for the safety of our children on Abbey Brook Circle and Lily Arbor Way. Epperson 2 does not have any parks, and that is why our children play in the streets. We are a small neighborhood community that feels like a family. At any given moment, you'll hear children's voices, laughter, and see them playing. This street is special. It echoes the street from the past before screens and TikTok. The JK2 townhomes has 186 units with 406 parking spaces. Our small residential street cannot handle this extra volume of traffic. I have 2 hearing impaired children that would be extremely affected by the additional car traffic on our street. Opening small, quiet street to 400 more cars a day threatens the safe and calm environment my hearing impaired children rely on. Hearing impaired children cannot localize sound and cannot hear which direction cars are coming from. This increased traffic will put their safety and well-being at serious risk. In the last week of advocating for Abbey Brook Circle, I continue to hear it's too late. We are in the final stages. You may be wondering where we've all been. I'd like to explain we heard that our street was being used as the main entrance and showed up on October 3rd, 2024 to the CDD board meeting. We asked Mike Lawson, Director of Operations for Metro and our CDD board member, if our street would be used. He replied no, Abbey Brook Circle would not be used. Mr. Lawson said that the project manager was working with the county to do a revision plan. Lawson also stated that this revision would not be denied and the developer had changed it already. We trusted Mike Lawson's word as a member of our CDD board and a Metro employee. Recently, we learned what was happening on May 1st, 2025, Many neighbors showed up to our CDD board to express their concerns. Interestingly enough, Mike Lawson was there, and he admitted that if this was his street, he'd be upset also. Commissioners, I ask you to see Abbey Brook Circle not just as a route for cars, but as a lifeline for our children who depend on their quiet neighborhood street for their safety, connection, play, and joy. Please let compassion guide your decision. Use the entrance off of Elam that is already existing right now as the main entrance and keep our children safe.
Chair?
Yeah. Okay, so you're not allowed to clap in here, and we're gonna, what is it that you're wanting? Because I'm gonna try and keep this moving.
If there's truly hearing impaired, please, folks, if what she says is correct, if there's a hearing impaired kids on there, is it the county's responsibility to put up notice on the street, or is it the CDD's?
I'd have to see who the ownership of the road is, but I'm sure we can figure that out.
It's a CDD road.
CDD road, then it would be the CDD's responsibility.
Madam Chair?
Yes, and while we're talking, can you put up a map of Abbey Brook Circle on Google Earth, please? Commissioner Mariano.
Yeah, I think this map right here is the best one, Exhibit A. It shows you the Abbey Road entryway.
Well, that's the one what Swift Wind is, Swift Wind Drive.
All right, so let's, if you would, just put up that picture.
Let's get going. Oh, okay, and we have some time certain that we're gonna have to get to after this next speaker.
All right, the picture shows where the parcel is, where Elam Road's right in front of it. Instead of going to Abbey Road Circle. I don't know why it would get approved to go through Abbey Road Circle. It makes no sense to me. If you take a look, so you get Epperson Road on the right, where they're trying to connect and run that thing through. It makes no sense to me. But their main entrance should be in and out, right at Elam. I don't know why that wasn't done, and how this was done that way. I don't even know why they would even want to, Metro would even want to go that way.
I don't get it either, but I don't know what we can do. And that's what our staff's gonna have to dig into.
Yeah. So folks, I can tell you, we're gonna have our staff take a look at it. We're gonna try to find a way to make this fix. It's not gonna be a quick fix, it's not gonna be an easy fix, but I think we all see your point.
I mean, what is even the construction entrance here? So, all right, we cannot take, for those of you that are here for time certains, we cannot take them before public comment. We stop at 12. I apologize, but we're gonna try and get through this as fast as you can. But if you're here for this issue, we are going to look into it. So you all don't need to come up and speak. If you have something different that you wanna add to the story, feel free. But other than that, if you can let us do our business, we'll call you up. You'll have the opportunity to say, I agree with him, or we can say, I can have everyone stand up who's in support of us looking to see what we can do. We've got all your information. We can let you know what we find. So I'll start with that, but go ahead.
So can I speak then?
You can speak. Anyone can speak.
Okay.
I'm just trying to keep the meeting moving.
I have some documents as well. Can I hand them in?
I'll take a motion.
Move to supervise. Second.
All in favor? Aye.
Similar but different. My name is Mark Alfieri. I live at 7736 Abbey Brook Circle. So I can go ahead and...
You may start.
Okay.
Yes, thank you.
I appreciate the opportunity to speak before you today regarding the proposed access route for the new 186-unit JK2 Townhome Development Project. I understand the importance of new housing in our community. However, I must express my serious concerns about the current plan to use Abbey Brook Circle as primary thoroughfare for this large development. Our street was designed as a quiet residential road, not as an arterial connector. The homes along our street were purchased with the understanding that this would remain a calm, safe environment for our children. Many families have young children, and they chose to live here because of the low traffic volume and the safety it provides. The addition of potentially 300+ vehicles making multiple daily trips would transform the character and safety of our street. Each housing unit generates between 8 to 10 vehicle trips per day for a 186-unit development. That's approximately 1,500 to 1,800 additional vehicle movements daily on a street that was never designed for such volume.
Children in our neighborhood regularly play in their front yards. This dramatic increase in traffic presents a genuine safety hazard for these children. The original plans for Abbey Brook Circle had 2 entry points from Epperson Boulevard. The final build had us reduced to 1 entry point. There's no longer capacity to support 2 communities going through Abbey Brook Circle. The new development, there's a solution, you know, a simple, logical alternative. The new development could instead use the main access point off of Elam Road. This is already designed for higher traffic volumes, can accommodate proper turning lanes and traffic signals, and would provide more direct access for the JK2 townhome residents and to access major thoroughfares. And this would also not endanger the established residential community. While accommodating growth, we should be thoughtful with respect to existing communities. The Elam Road access would better serve both the new residents and those of us who already call this neighborhood home. I also want to highlight, and it's already been talked about briefly, but a flaw in this project. We believe Abbey Brook Circle belongs to the Epperson 2 CDD. The JK2 Townhome project, trying to use our road, belongs to Epperson North CDD. As a resident of the Epperson 2 CDD, I'm concerned about another CDD using our road for their main interests. These roads are funded by our residents, and the increased traffic would unfairly burden the community with safety issues and maintenance costs. I respectfully request that I know you said you can't do it, but somebody speaks to the developer and require them to revise their plans to utilize Elam Road as the main access point instead of routing the traffic through Abbey Brook Circle. It just makes sense. As you all can see, it makes sense. So I hope something can be done. Thank you.
Thank you. Does the next speaker have anything different to say? Go ahead and call him up.
Danielle Polovich, followed by Todd Wiggin, followed by Andrea Manfredi.
There's a little bit of repetitiveness, but I will try to skip through that. I have some statistics that I wanted to bring
Name and
up.
address. Nope, we have to have a motion first.
Motion to file? Second.
All in favor? Aye. Okay.
Do I go ahead and start?
Go ahead.
Begin.
Good morning, Commissioners. My name is Danielle Polovich. I live at 7792 Abbey Brook Circle in Wesley Chapel. Shall I just tell you when to go to the next slide? Okay, slide 2, please. Why we're here, construction has already begun on the 186 townhomes nearby our community. The current plan, as you know, directs all their traffic through our small residential street. Our street is narrow, lined with homes, and constantly active with our children riding bikes, walking to school bus stops, and simply playing outside. We're here to stop the unsafe decision and hopefully not route this traffic through our family neighborhood. Next slide, please. As you know, Abbey Brook Street is 120 homes and was designed for low volume neighborhood traffic, not the main access point for a high density development. According to national traffic standards, each townhome was expected to generate about 8.2 vehicle trips per day. Multiply that by 186 units and you get 1,500 vehicle trips daily, added directly to our residential road. It's not a minor inconvenience, it's a major public safety threat, especially for the children who walk, bike, or wait for the bus here every day. Next slide, please. This is just some statistics. Florida's children pedestrian risk is among the highest. According to the National Highway Safety Traffic Administration, Florida is one of the most dangerous states in the county for pedestrians, and children are among our most vulnerable. More than 1,900 children are involved in pedestrian crashes in Florida every year, and most of these accidents happen in residential areas such as our own after school hours. Children between the ages of 5 and 14 are especially at risk, the exact age that's playing on Abbey Brook Circle. It's not about an inconvenience, this is real danger. Next slide. These are local incidences. Just in the past year, multiple children have been hit by vehicles on residential streets right here in Pasco County. In April 2023, a 2-year-old boy and a teenage girl were struck in 2 separate incidences, both on neighborhood roads where families should feel safe. And then in October, a 6-year-old boy was struck while trick-or-treating in Trinity, a heartbreaking reminder that even joyful community traditions can turn tragic when traffic volumes are too high. Those are our children, by the way, on Abbey Brooks. These aren't rare or isolated cases. They're part of a growing pattern. I actually cut it down due to time. They're happening on streets just like ours. As traffic increases, so does the risk, especially for the children who walk, play, and ride bikes in our neighborhoods. We are asking you to please help us intervene before our street becomes the site of the next avoidable tragedy. Y'all heard about the safer solution, so I'll skip through that a little bit. But I'm not sure I heard this said. There is over 1,000 feet of available space directly in front of the planned townhomes. Elam is much longer than that, but just referring to the townhome section.
Is that the right?
We're just asking you for do what's reasonable, evidence-based,
Thank you very much.
and safe. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, is there anyone else who wishes?
We've
got a long list, and we hear your concerns. They're
Do you want me to go through the
repetitive,
list?
but we'll go through the list, but if you have, hopefully you have something different to add. That's all I'm asking.
So I've got, do you want me to go through the
Next
list?
three.
Okay. So we've got Todd Wiggins, followed by Andrea Manfredi, followed by Edgar Perez.
You can line up behind her. Thank you. Appreciate that.
My name is Andrea Manfredi. I live in 7820 Abbey Brook Circle, or also known as 31747 Swift Wind Drive, Wesley Chapel.
Yeah.
So in the original proof, we have heard of our neighborhood, how we're all concerned about our safety. In the approval in September of last year, it was approved that the street was going to end up as an Abbey Brook Circle, or Abbey Brooks in general. My address got changed 3 months ago. 3 months ago, I got a letter in the mail that said, now you are Swift Wind Drive, and just go to the post office and they'll fix it for you. Go to the DMV, they'll do it for you. Call to all the people that you need to call and they'll do it for you. Turns out they're not gonna do it for me. At first when I went to the DMV, they had no idea what that was. They said, oh, you live in Texas? And I was like, no, I live in Wesley Chapel. Because there's the same address in Texas with the same numbers, same street name that goes to Texas. I asked my friends to send me letters, I haven't got one of them. I order packages, I haven't got any of them. So I'm going back to using my 7820 Abbey Brook Circle because it doesn't exist, right? Not, I think yesterday I checked it. It wasn't coming up. And my Apple ID doesn't come up. It's not a real address. Now, if this is the issue, then there's a flaw in the original request. If there's a flaw in the original request, then we could try to revisit it. Like, it's not that we're just gonna ignore the fact that somebody just changed my address and now I have to take out time off on my day to fix all of this.
It's got 2 addresses.
Well, do I call my lawyer and I tell him, oh, my will needs to go back to this address and then go back and forth to another one? It really is, it's so inconsiderate and inconvenience to me. Now, we're adding the cars, we're adding the safety, but if this is the flaw that we're gonna look into it for the, whatever they submitted in September, then let it be it. Because it is labeled as the plan says, Abbey Brooks. And my address was not changed to Abbey Brooks. It was changed to Swift Wind Drive.
I see it online here as you have both addresses on your house.
So what do I do?
7820 and
Which one do I use?
31747. Yeah.
So we've been dealing with issues with the postmaster for a number of years now. The postmaster's headquartered in Zephyr Hills. So I'd recommend that if any of you are having challenges with your mail or your mailboxes, go to the Zephyr Hills post office. That's where the postmaster for our area works, for the entire area, and talk with them. You're not alone with issues like that.
They're the ones that gave me a letter. I mean, I went up to them because they knocked on my door. They gave me a letter, but I don't know, because the person next to me that his address also changed, he didn't get a letter. I got one. They skipped him completely. So regardless of what's happening, whether my address changed or not, it's fine if it needs to be Swift Drift, whatever drive.
Yeah,
it's not about that.
This is a United States Postal Service issue, a federal issue. Unfortunately, anything with mail is out of our jurisdiction.
County attorney wants to address this, but we have to be careful getting into this dialogue.
So this would be independent from the approval of the plan.
But
This would have had to have come through the GIS department for duplicative names or something like
David
that,
Allen.
and there would have to have been a resolution adopted, or it would have had to have been the plat would have had to have changed the name, but this is independent from the action there's another issue going on here with the
So,
the renaming of the street.
can she meet with David? Can he help her?
Well, then the post office is confused again.
We just would, I'm gonna have the team look into this, because I see several addresses
There's
on
three.
that street.
There's
that-
three.
with different physical address, one lives in Brandon, but the rest are literally in the same area, so.
Okay. Okay, we will look into that.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hold on just a second. I want to make sure that the record is correctly reflected. Mr. Todd Wiggin had stood and stated from the audience that he doesn't wish to speak, so I just want to make sure the record's clear, because I have a written record that he wants to speak, so I just want to make sure that that was
Yeah,
correct.
and he said he's not speaking because his points have been made. So
Okay.
we appreciate that.
Thank you. So I'm going to call up next Dixon Phillips, followed by Edgar Perez, followed by Camelia Varibe.
This is a different issue.
Yes, ma'am.
Are any of the other ones with you signed up to speak?
No,
So I
ma'am, they're
can-
gonna stand behind me.
Okay, thank you.
These are our firefighters.
Yes, ma'am. For the record, Dixon Phillips, my address is protected. Here to represent Pasco County Professional Firefighters, IFF Local 4420. Good morning, Commissioners. May is Mental Health Awareness Month, and in the fire service, it's a reminder of something we've come to understand all too well, that some of the biggest risks that we face aren't just out on the street. We know the inherent risks that come with working structure fires, vehicle accidents on the highway, and violent calls like the recent tragedy in Kansas City where a firefighter paramedic was killed. But we also face the silent threats: heart attacks, strokes, cancer, and something that's been ignored far too long: mental health. Our members show up to work every shift knowing that it could be their last. But what many don't expect is how the job creeps in over time. The calls that you don't forget, the images that stay with you. Sometimes you don't even know what's happening until something random, a smell, a sound, or driving through a certain intersection that pulls you right back to that call that you've had nightmares about. That is when you realize this job doesn't just break our bodies, it breaks our minds too. The United States Fire Administration says about 100 firefighters take their lives each year. The CDC tells us that we're 3 times more likely to suffer from PTSD than the general public. It's not just the one big traumatic call that made the evening news. It's 30 years of those calls that have been bottled up and finally come out. And the worst part is that we've been trained to push through it. We don't always see the signs in ourselves or even in each other until it's too late. But Pasco County decided to do something about it, to be proactive. We've built one of the strongest support systems in the country. Our peer support team has more than 60 trained members. We have a contract with Tampa Bay Psychology that gives our members unlimited visits at no cost to the employee. And we're currently transitioning to a 4-shift schedule that gives our members the mental and the physical rest that they need. And when someone's struggling, the support that we get from our Assistant County Administrator, J.J. Murphy, and HR Director, Barbara Hensman, to get them to the IFF Center of Excellence is second to none. Pasco County has stepped up to the challenge, and it hasn't gone unnoticed. I'm standing here today on behalf of more than 850 members to say thank you to this board, to County Administrator Mike Carballa, Assistant County Administrator J.J. Murphy, HR Director Barbara Hensman, Fire Chief Ryan Gwynn, Health and Safety Chief J.J. Martinez, Personnel Chief Joey Coleman, and Dr. Benson for Tampa Bay Psychology, and to everyone else who has helped make this program what it is. You have all made Pasco County a model for others to follow. You've proven that when the right people are in the right positions, that real change can happen. And most importantly, you've helped protect the lives of the people who have dedicated their careers to protecting you. We're proud of the work that we've done together, and we're even more proud to call ourselves Pasco County Firefighters. Thank you. And today, we have a shirt for all 5 board members, Mr. Carballa and Mr. Murphy. It is our mental health awareness shirt that you will see your Pasco County firefighters wearing in the month of May. So we'd like to present them to you and see if we can get a picture all together.
We don't have to take a motion for that, right? How does that work? Okay, thank you so much.
Yes, ma'am.
We appreciate your kind words. Okay. All right, thank you so much. Okay, next we have, thanks, guys. Oh, a picture? Are we coming down there? Oh my gosh. Our time certains are gonna be here after the public hearing.
Anything that's left. We'll go down and stay up.
I mean, that's, are we able to? Oh,
What?
Down and stay up.
Okay, say that again.
Thank you.
All right, the rest of the back in the afternoon. Okay. But what do I do about my time certain?
You can, I mean,
If it's on the agenda, after that's done, then I can do the time certains.
right.
Okay, is there anyone else here to speak on something that is on our agenda? Wait, say it. You say it.
Anybody who is here for public comment on the current consent agenda items or the regular agenda,
Only.
you can take up that first
Okay.
and continue with your business and then come back to.
Okay, I have to
Abby.
take up whoever's here to speak to some, because we have to take up the consent agenda. So if you're here to speak on something on the consent agenda, we will take your comment. Okay, so no one else? All right, then I can take up the time certains, correct?
Madam Chair?
Yeah.
Just with all the folks here, I just talked to David Engel. He was aware of it. I think if he could make a comment here, that might help quite a bit.
Okay, well, I have two time certains that I'm gonna take up
I know,
as
but
soon
for
as
all the
that's
people that
over.
are here, if they want to go meet with David.
Yeah, that's
it's
fine.
a good chance to help that.
Come on up, David.
Good morning, Madam Chair and the Board. David Engel, I am the Planning and Economic Development Director for Pasco County. I just want to let the Board know in the audience that I reached out to Metro Development last night, and they're willing to sit down with us and try to find a solution. So what we're going to do is when we convene downstairs, we're going to let people know that we're going to be getting our transportation engineering team engaged, plus the master developer of the project, and we're going to explore some alternative access ways to alleviate the traffic and trip concerns of the neighborhood. So we're going to do that quickly, and we'll be back to the board with a report.
Okay, wonderful,
David,
thank you so much.
Just one thing, not just alleviate, but just make sure that like traffic, like additional traffic doesn't go in that neighborhood.
Well, there's only, that's what he's saying. That's what he's saying.
Okay.
But,
He's
you know,
stating alleviate, ma'am. I mean, there's access, there are things that need to be considered. So
Yes.
I would not
But we are
put
going to
staff into
try
a
our
corner
best.
At this point in time.
right, right.
Thank
Thank
you.
you so much, we appreciate that. Okay, so we're gonna take up our time certain now. The first one is,
So those who want to
Yeah.
go downstairs,
Yeah.
go ahead, meet with David.
yeah.
Uh,
If you wanna have more discussion on that topic, you can go down with David. If you're gonna stay for public comment, it's probably gonna finish. We will continue taking public comment at the end of the day. Because we break at 12 and I have two time certains. Is that correct?
So you need to take, is there anybody in the audience who wishes to speak on the 2 or 3 regular items that are on the agenda? Anybody in the room that is here for that? Then you can take up your consent agenda and your regular agenda.
Oh, what about my time certains? Okay, so we'll do
You
the
got- you have a
consent agenda first?
You have a speaker that wants to speak to this.
I know, but I'm gonna finish the other business first. So we're gonna do our consent agenda right now. We have one poll. What's the
I don't know how
poll?
you do that, miss.
I
You
can't.
can recess the public comment as long as the public comment is not on an agenda.
We
item.
are on the
That's
consent
what she's
agenda.
doing.
Commissioner Waitman has pulled C21. Is there anyone else is there anything else that anyone wishes to pull? Let me try and get through this, and then we can take up public comment for whatever's left. So I'm gonna try and go through this really fast. Anyone else wish to pull anything from the consent agenda? Okay, I will take a motion on the consent agenda. I'll take a.
Move the remainder of the consent agenda.
Okay. So, All in favor of the consent agenda minus C21? Let's make sure I got that on the record.
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Okay, C21, Commissioner Waitman?
Thank you. C21 I just pulled when it deals with our surplus lands and how we manage that program and selling county taxpayer-owned property for a buck. This is an example where we put a bid out at $1,375 and then went to bid to the street and we got a bid offer for $4,000. So it just shows that we can surplus property in a proper bid form and make a positive revenue gain for the county.
And we always put it out to bid before
So
we...
I just wanted to
do
highlight
anything.
that, and with that, I move approval.
Okay.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. Moving on. Res, which one are we? R35?
R35.
R35. This is the clerk's issue, clerk's item.
Yeah, it's not an issue.
Not
It's
an issue,
item.
it's an item.
So.
That was time certain at 11, so
Coming
sorry.
up to the podium is Sean Gannon. He's the Institutional Sales and Relationship Manager with PFM, which is our agency that helps us with our investments. And then we also have my director of our Financial Services Department, Matt Lazar. Thank you.
Hi, good morning, and thank you for fitting me here. I appreciate it. I am here as the relationship manager for your account from PFM Asset Management. We manage the operating funds, short-term cash for the county. So I'm going to give a brief market update, 2 slides here, and hand it back to Matt. But if you could progress to the next slide. Do I have a clicker? Thank you. So I'll be pretty brief here. I'm not going to read off the slide, but ultimately, again, what we do is manage the investments in short-term fixed income. So what we're looking at is safety of principal first, preservation of capital, liquidity, and then yield as our primary drivers of management. So when we think about the markets today, as you can imagine, they're in a very uncertain and volatile time with a lot of changes that come rapidly and unexpectedly. So ultimately, what we're looking at now here is the impact of tariffs and what the Federal Reserve is going to do, because what they do often directly impacts your portfolio, the investment returns, and liquidity. So the Fed is meeting today, their first day of the 2-day meeting today, and then tomorrow they should have a decision on if they're going to move interest rates or not. Ultimately, that will again have a pretty direct impact on you all, whether we see the investment income match what was budgeted, planned out for, and ultimately what we expect there. We're going to talk a little bit about the portfolio in a couple slides, but just to show the yield curve here, we have seen a decline over the months of the first quarter. That was very favorable for returns in your portfolio. Again, for fixed income generates positive performance when rates fall. So we had a pretty strong quarter of performance there. I know we're kind of a tight agenda, so I'll pause for any market update questions before handing it back to Matt.
I don't think there are any. You can proceed.
You're way too tall for me, I have to look at that. All right, so we'll go even quicker through this here, but what you're seeing on this slide, this is taking what Sean just talked about, and now this is your portfolio specific to Pasco County that my team at the clerk's office manages. The total portfolio for the county currently stands at $2.1 billion with a B. What you're seeing on this slide is deemed unrestricted, and what we're talking about unrestricted is not tied to a bond issuance or a debt covenant. So on here, what you're going to see in the top left, that is the diversification of the county's portfolio. So as you can see, we are not too heavy in one investment pool or one investment type. What that allows us to do is, especially when we have conversations with Sean and our other investment advisors, is it allows us to be both reactive, which you need to be able to do, right, in a uncertain market, as well as be proactive and predictive. So that really allows us to do that with the way we've set up the funding sources. Going further down on the slide, you will see about 70% of the unrestricted portfolio is in short-term investments, which is anything under a year. Currently, if you look to the far right, that ranges anywhere from 25 days all the way up to just under 3 months. What we're finding is that second line on the slide there, the Florida Palm term, is very favorable for the county. That is the putting in a certain balance for a guaranteed amount of time, guaranteeing a certain percentage return. We're seeing with all that we have invested about a 5% return, which is well above the benchmarks that we're seeing that we compare to on a quarterly basis. Moving down even further, you'll see those are our long-term investments, and those are anything a year and above. Right now, we're trying to find that good balance of short versus long-term. We don't want to go too far into the long-term and lock ourselves into unfavorable rates, but we also don't want to stay short-term for too long and lose out on the benefit of the, having a longer out on the yield. With that, I will talk more just briefly before I go to the last slide I'm going to talk about is overall for the portfolio for the fiscal year, the county has seen an influx of $38 million in interest income earned through the efforts of my team. We anticipate that at least increasing by another $16 million, and that would just be attributed to that Florida Palm term line that you're seeing there. So all in all, looking like we're going to have another good year here. It's been very easy for me to have these discussions with you because we're talking about positive numbers. So we'll hope to keep it that way. Any questions before I go to the next slide?
I have a question.
Sure.
Do you want to ask one first?
I'll just give a comment. These are tremendous returns compared to what we've seen last year, for previous years. You guys have moved it up gradually all the way through, and you're really doing a phenomenal job. So thank you for that.
Thank you.
My question is to the county administrator. When we earn this interest, where does it go, and how do we spend it?
So we do account for this, for a certain level of returns into our budget. I believe it goes into general revenue. It's part of your general fund, depending on which fund earns the interest. Of course, it goes back into that. But we do make accounting for these earnings when we do plan budgets. Eric, I don't know if there's anything else to add. And I know Amy's here if you wanted more detail than that.
Well, was that a quarterly amount? What was that amount that you said?
30, that's for the first 2 quarters of this fiscal year. So
38 million.
Mm-hmm.
So did you budget 38 million, or what did you budget for? I'm just looking for money to do things with.
Some of those could be bond funds.
This is unrestricted.
This is unrestricted.
Yeah, exactly.
So they could be utilities or solid waste dollars. They go back to their fund. So in the aggregate, 38 million.
Wait a minute, why would this money go to utilities when that's an enterprise fund?
If it was utilities money.
Oh, depending on the silo that earns the interest, it goes back into that?
Depends on where the money is going.
Right,
Okay,
what
gotcha.
fund it comes out of.
What fund it comes out of, so.
Well, board members, do we want to see that quarterly? Just have a little, I don't know, it's like money that we don't really see what happens to, kind of. Thoughts?
We submit,
Well, he sees it, but we don't see it. I'm just saying.
I could show you all of it if you'd like to see it.
Well, I think we would like to see it. That's part of our responsibility, I think.
Mr. Cabral, if you need anything from our office, we're happy to help you.
Okay, you can go next. Okay.
All right. If I click the right button here, there we go. All right, so right now I was talking about being reactive to market uncertainty, but also being able to predict. My crystal ball isn't as crystal clear as it usually is, so what we like to do on the sector analysis is we like to make sure we are not only aligning with Florida statute, which talks about safety of principal, liquidity, and obviously maximizing return, but also in the investment policy that the county adopted. And what we're seeing here in the gray bars, that is the restriction limit per the investment policy. Shaded in blue is where we currently sit overall. What you're seeing is we're well below all the limits, which is amazing. Because what it allows us to do is allows us to be free to make decisions which are best for the taxpayers and for the county. So we really like to see those blue bars be as low as possible. It really allows us to make great decisions, which, as Commissioner Mariano stated, we're able to see those returns accelerate. We're able to make very, very great decisions, and collaborating with the board makes it much easier as well. So with that, I will stop for any other questions before I give it back to Sean.
I want to say also, great job, especially with what's been going on in my retirement fund account. So good job.
Do you want us to manage that?
Yeah. Well, state of Florida's managing it, but, okay.
If it's okay with you all, I'd like to skip to the last page here.
Sure, I'm okay.
Or the second to last page. just to talk about returns for the portfolio that we manage. As you saw on the previous slide, Matt mentioned that there are a lot of liquidity vehicles that you use. This is kind of the maximize return component. Once a safety and liquidity have been achieved, we manage an additional longer duration portfolio for you. And just to look at the past quarter, 1.6% return on the one quarter, right? So over a 3-month period, very favorable returns just because of the dramatic movement downward of interest rates. Over the past year, 5.67% return for this piece of the portfolio. So very strong returns for this portion. As Matt mentioned, 38 million over the past 6 months. Just over this past quarter, this sleeve made about 30% of it returned, 7 million. So very, very good numbers, very strong returns that we've seen, much nicer than the negative numbers when interest rates are rising, but ultimately it's in a pretty good spot.
I just wanted to clarify, Mr. Gannon.
Yes.
So the 7.4 in the quarter return would be in addition to the portfolio that Mr. Lazar is managing. So
Correct.
it's additional. It's more.
Yeah.
Oh.
So this is also unrestricted revenue, but we have some money that my office manages for the county, and then we utilize PFM to do other investments go out longer term than our office does.
Mm-hmm. Yes, thank you.
So I wanted to make sure you understood that it's additional.
Okay.
Thank you.
And the last slide here is just of that longer duration portfolio, just looking at the accrual-based earnings, so different ways to kind of account for them, not taking into account market value movements. But ultimately, I know I'm pressed for time, so I'll pause there and see if you guys have any questions about the portfolio, the returns, the markets, anything like that.
Any questions? No? Great job.
Great.
Thank
Thank
you.
you so much.
Thank you.
All right, now we're going to take up the other
Time certain.
time certain,
R36.
R36.
Good morning, Carrie Roberts, Purchasing Director for the county. We're here today to discuss the protest for the bid protest denial by the County Administrator for Smart Communications with the award to Inmate Calling Solutions LLC, RFP LK 25026 for the inmate tablet program and offsite mailing system. There's no funding required here. So the basics of the protest is that we had put out an RFP for an inmate mailing system, and we had 4 submissions. We had Inmate Calling Solutions, NICI Inmate Communications, Securus Technologies, and Smart Communications. After we did the ranking, we had Inmate Calling Solutions as the top ranked performer, and Smart Communications was the number 2. We held evaluation committees. Once we issued the notice of intent to award, we did get a protest from Smart Communications. And the basis for the protest is that they do not feel that Inmate Calling Solutions will be doing all of the work themselves. They said that they believe that they would be outsourcing a portion of the work. So we got together with the county attorney's office and contacted Smart Communications and verified through a signed notarized affidavit that they are doing all of the work themselves. So today we are here because Smart Communications has asked us to bring this before you. Any questions for me? We have presentations from both Smart Communications and Inmate Calling Solutions.
I have no questions. I met with you and got the lowdown on this.
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioners?
I'll go with it.
All right, let's.
You need to
We have
listen
to,
to.
we have a presentation
Yes,
coming, 10 minutes on each side.
Yes, ma'am.
That's why I was trying to move on in the morning,
Got it.
so,
Unaware of that, so.
yeah, okay.
All right, good morning, everyone. Appreciate your time. I've been here for 2 hours now. I see that you're engaged and passionate county with a lot of pride. However, the integrity of your procurement is in question. And if the bid award to IC Solutions stands, yes, go
I'm
ahead.
sorry, I was waiting for your intro. We need your name and address and who you represent, please.
I apologize. My name is John Logan. I'm the owner and founder of Smart Communications. We are a Tampa Bay-based inmate communication provider. We employ 180 people here in the Tampa Bay area. This is Guy Mosteller, who is the regional director that would be over the implementation of services at your facility.
Thank you very much, and proceed.
Thank you. I put a PowerPoint together to prove the facts because that's all that really matters here is the rules, the requirements, and the facts. So I'm going to run through this real quick and try and make this as least painful as possible. This is an inmate tablet and mail program, RFP. So if you look, IC Solutions has zero experience actually giving tablet and mail services themselves. I know this because we partnered with them in the past to provide the services. They're a phone company. They're providing these services through third parties. They have done that historically, and they have never provided any of these services themselves. In fact, if you look, the requirements of the service is a single web-based administrative platform. That means a single platform to operate the tablet and mail system. And it says no subcontracting will be accepted or allowed. If you look at the experience requirements, double down on this because 5 years experience requirements is required for these services. And it says proposer shall provide a list. Well, IC Solutions only provided 3 references. Even though they have over 200 customers, they only provided 3 references. However, all 3 references, they're not the provider of tablets and they're not the provider of mail services. None of them. Collin County, Texas, reference number 1. If you look on Collin County's website, it says the mail service is provided by TextBehind. That's a Maryland company. That is not IC Solutions. If you look at the tablets at Collin County, Texas, they're provided by GTL. If you notice the Getting Out app, if you go to Getting Out app, it takes you to GTL's website. That's reference number 1. If you go to reference number 2, you have Macomb County, Michigan. If you look, it says the services provided, inmate telephone system, video visitation system, inmate tablets. However, tablets are provided by GTL, not IC Solutions. There is no mail service at this account. There is no mail service. And yet it's a reference for mail services. If you go to their 3rd and final reference, again, inmate telephone system, video visitation, inmate tablets. That's Tulare County, California. No mail service. You see the mail goes directly to the agency. Tablets are provided by GTL, right on GTL's website. Tablets provided by GTL, not IC Solutions. All 3 references intentionally misled Pasco County to believe that these somehow represent IC Solutions products, and instead they represent subcontractors. All 3 do not meet the mandatory 5-year requirements as a single platform and as services not subcontracted to an outside vendor. If you look even on IC Solutions' own website, they say, we are a core business as inmate telephones. We provide through our trusted corrections industry partners other services. All other services besides inmate phones is provided by companies like TextBehind and GTL. IC Solutions has never done these services ever, anywhere. And if you look, IC Solutions' response to a proposal just a year ago said, TextBehind is our mail service provider. Well, they're supposed to have 5 years of experience, and yet just last year, they were Yuma County RFP, they responded TextBehind processes their mail. If you look at TextBehind's website, TextBehind's acknowledged that they partner with IC Solutions for mail services. If you go to the proposal that IC Solutions submitted to you, their own screenshots show TechFriends. TechFriends is a company out of Arkansas that is a known supplier of these communication products to vendors like IC Solutions. Pasco County reached out to IC Solutions to verify, do they comply with these services? And it was just a simple question, and they gave a misleading answer. It says, the mail service will be performed by ICS employee on our equipment located at our corporate office. Well, that will be the first time in history that that would ever happen, which essentially means that IC Solutions is saying, we're going to start a whole new line of business, and Pasco County is going to be the very first site we provide these services for, essential services for communication that are protected by federal laws to your most vulnerable people, people that are incarcerated and families of those people. And Mike Kennedy, who's here today, you're going to hear next, I hope you ask these questions directly. What agency has IC Solutions processed mail for? It's never happened. He signed an affidavit saying they're going to do it, but that isn't the requirements. The requirements are you have 5 years experience doing just that. So, if you look, they have not accepted the RFP requirements. They have no experience in providing these direct services, and they apparently claim they're going to start the service themselves, and Pasco is going to be their first beta site. Smart Communications, on the other hand, invented inmate mail scanning, delivered electronically on tablets, approved electronically by staff, and we implemented it here in Pasco County first in 2016. It is now a triple patented service. We were ranked second somehow to a company that's never done it. That's the end of my presentation. I yield with 4 minutes left. If you have any questions, happy to answer.
Well, for me, my question's going to be for the next company.
So, how many counties are you in the state of Florida?
22. We do Polk County, Hernando County, Pinellas. We used to do Pasco. Yeah, we're in 29 states with around 200 clients. I appreciate everyone's time. Thank you.
Okay. I mean, you're still going to be here if we have more questions. We'll have the other presentation.
Let's say good afternoon. Thank you. I'm Mike Kennedy. I'm the Vice President of Sales and Marketing for IC Solutions. Address is 2200 Danbury Street, San Antonio, Texas. I personally live in Jacksonville, Florida, but I run the sales and RFP process for across the country. Been with the company for 21 years. And as a matter of fact, we've been serving Pasco County 21 years yesterday in some form or fashion. So I want to address obviously what Smart Communications is talking about, but at the same time, I want to focus on what our bid says to you and the services that we offer. The protest that I read talks about, and the supplemental protest that Smart put out, said essentially that we're subcontracting our services out to another provider, and that's not true. They tried to throw some stuff saying that our tablet is a third-party subcontracted tablet. Again, that's not true. Like a lot of people in this market, like all providers in this market, we do specialized hardware providers. The tablet manufacturer that we use, TechFriends, had a tablet. We approached them about a year ago. We came to them and we had very specific software applications, needs, interfaces, hardware specs, and various other billing, those types of things, and how it became, and how we wanted it. We signed a specialized MSA agreement with them, and they make that tablet to our specs. They don't make it for anybody else. It's our tablet. We buy it, we own it, we're the prime. We take essentially end-to-end all responsibility from soup to nuts. We install it, we provide all the service for it. When it breaks, we replace it, those types of things. So we are the prime. We do have a lot of experience, and that's just in the last year. You got a question now?
I do. When we're talking about mail, are we talking about email and not snail mail?
Yes. Well, it's essentially mail comes into a location, it's scanned, and then it's essentially provided on the tablet or other devices that an email can look at. So you're keeping the contraband out of the jail.
Oh.
Right? Okay. So,
Madam Chair?
Yeah.
Just if we're going to stop, let me just ask you, I'll get to a direct question.
Sure.
So it says we need 5 years' experience of doing this.
Yes.
But on your 3 references, GTL is mentioned 3 times. Why is GTL in there whatsoever?
Well, again, GTL before TechFriends was our specialized MSA provider. And Text Behind is a company that exclusively does mail scanning and OCR recognition, some other things that we contract with them. But again, we're the prime. We control the relationship. Yeah, the mail goes to them, but we pay the bills, we do the quality assurance, tech support answers come to us, right? So we recognized, there was a couple of bids out in California that talked about not being a third-party provider. So we're based out of San Antonio, and we recognize that we are going to one day, it's pretty rare, but one day need to be the provider of the mail service. And that's what we have set up in San Antonio. Now, essentially what we did...
Let me just stop for a second. But it says you get 5 years experience doing it. Do you have 5 years experience of doing the whole thing?
Yes. All right. Well, and here's why I'm saying this, because mail scanning is done two ways, on-site and remote. Remote, it goes to a different office, not on-site. We've been doing mail scanning at on-site businesses for many years, where we supply full-time employees. They're usually called a site administrator, or now, because tablets are so prevalent, they're called a tablet administrator. But part of their duties is to do mail scanning on-site. We've taken that, essentially those scanners, of course we got bigger ones, faster ones, and we've moved those operations into our headquarters into San Antonio. And Pasco will be one of the first ones to do it, but because Pasco's asking for it to be not outsourced to another provider. So essentially we're committing, and that affidavit, I'm 21 years with the company, I'm one of 3 officers in the company. If I lied on the affidavit and it's determined that I lied, I would be fired. So I'm not gonna put my job up, for saying that I'm lying. I am very, very confident we meet the spec. And there's a go ahead, man.
Do you physically take the mail and send it to San Antonio?
No, the mail, the families are notified and the mail is sent to San Antonio.
So they're given the San Antonio address if they're doing a snail mail.
Exactly, and so ultimately what happens is that messaging is available on the tablets, and so 85% of your mail goes away, and the families turn to messaging because of obviously it's much more speedier than snail mail, right?
Madam Chair, I'm still having trouble getting, I think, a solid answer. Do you have 5 years' experience doing both ends of the business? 5 years' experience?
Yes. Yes, we have to do it on-site, and we do it...
Without any outsourcing? You do the whole thing?
No, we do outsourcing on most contracts.
But we think what we're saying is, we wanted 5 years of you doing it completely, no outsourcing at all. Do you have 5 years' experience without any outsourcing of this process?
I do, and I can get those for you if you like. So.
Why didn't they get submitted?
I don't know, I have to talk to the team and see what they're thinking. At the time, at the rest, I'm not sure.
So is it a requirement that when you do a submission, that you put all that information in? You're not entitled to put it in after the fact?
That's a legal question.
Well, yeah, I'm saying if you want clarification, I can provide it, that's all I'm saying. I stand by what we got in the RFP.
I know, but I've had other RFPs in the past where if they didn't have all the details in front, when submitted, you can't go add them in afterward. They have to be done at the point in time.
So I have a question.
Yes,
I'm going to ask you the same question. How many counties are you in the state of Florida?
I want to say, I believe it's 8. We have the closest one, well, we've had Pasco for 22 years. We've got Volusia, we've got Monroe County, we've got Flagler, we just won that one. We've got 2 or 3 in the Panhandle, and we've got, there's another one, Washington County, Florida.
So you've been doing our county for?
Yes, for 21 years.
Well, I have a legal question. And I don't know if it's to you or to our head of purchasing, because I think Commissioner Mariano brings up a point. If they were required to show a relationship for 5 years with someone and they put
Madam
the
Chair,
wrong people on.
with all due respect,
Yeah.
I'd like you to have him finish his presentation,
Okay, all right.
and then you can ask questions of the
Go ahead,
purchasing
Ben.
director
Sure,
or legal
sure.
counsel.
Well, I mean, all the good stuff we pretty much talked about. I was pointing out, I had a couple of slides based upon some of the claims that were made in the initial RFP. And it was talking about how we're not a single platform, but we are. You literally sign in one time, and you get access to all the services and functions of the mail and the tablet system. All supporting applications are essentially controlled by us. Separately, there was a claim that we're not a prime contractor. We absolutely are a prime contractor. There was a mention that we utilize text behind. We haven't utilized text behind in over a year. The RFP that was stated earlier, where over a year ago it said we used text behind, summer of 2024 was the last time we used text behind. So we recognized, we got to do some of this stuff ourselves, and it's become mail scanning has become more and more prevalent, it's more and more common, and we've recognized that. That's why we believe we have be able to respond positively to this RFP and others.
Board, Mr. Oakley, Mr. Wakeman, any other questions? Okay, then, I think then we go to my question, and who answers it?
You can start with purchasing director,
Purchasing
and then
director.
if she needs assistance, Mr. Hale is
Okay.
right behind her.
Thank you. So our
You
question.
want me to sit down? Oh, all right.
Well,
Okay. I can stand.
Well, this is a generic question.
Okay.
If the bid.
Well, are you done with your presentation?
Yeah, yes, I am.
Then you can sit down
Okay,
unless
okay.
the board has further questions.
All right, fantastic. Thank
So,
you.
I guess, legally, did ICS answer, put the correct information on the bid when you evaluated it?
Yes, ma'am, we feel that they answered the do you have 5 years experience with their subcontractors. And that is industry standard. You don't have to necessarily do it yourself if you have the experience in the overarching contract. However, in this case, once we looked at the affidavit, it seemed like they were just doing everything in-house themselves. The affidavit was very specific that it said in-house by your employees. So we are at a loss as well right now.
Wait. So ICS is complying with what you requested?
Their subcontractor experience can count towards their 5 years experience.
Okay, so then what? I don't know, I got lost there. So.
Robert Hale,
So
Assistant
what-
County Attorney.
Okay.
So to answer your first question, yes, we counted the work the subcontractors did for the 5 years. I think the second issue that Ms. Roberts is raising is that some of the answers that were just given don't seem consistent with what are in the affidavit that was provided to the county.
Okay, that's what it is.
And that's what we wanted to bring to the courts, or to the courts, to the board's attention.
We are quasi-judicial.
So it's, the affidavit was very clear.
Yeah, they listed the 3.
So it's not only that it's the prime contractor, but it's that none of this proposed, or the DPMS, which is the offsite mail service, and services will not be performed by a subcontractor, third party, or affiliate, and that seemed inconsistent with what you just heard.
But he said he could correct it, but that's what should have been in the affidavit, not, am I right? Am I missing something?
Well, typically, we're not going to consider information that's not submitted in the original RFP,
Right.
especially this late.
Did you want to say something, Jeff?
I don't know whether you want to point. So the issue that the purchasing director and you have are the second part of the affidavit that says Inmate Calling Solutions is the prime contractor of the DPMS proposed, and services will not be performed by a subcontractor, third party, or affiliate, and you believe that Mr. Kennedy's testimony to the board is inconsistent with that portion of the affidavit.
Correct.
Can I say something? That's not what I said. We will do the DPMS in San Antonio.
You have to be at the microphone if you would like for him to speak.
We will do the DPMS in San Antonio with San Antonio ICS-based employees. That's what I said a few minutes ago.
I know, but is that what you put on your application and your affidavit?
That's what I definitely put in the affidavit. As you want to read it, we are not going to subcontract or third party that service.
Is it in the application though?
Is it in the RFP? Yeah, I'm sure it is. Yeah.
Chair?
Yeah.
Thank you. This is for purchasing, Mr. Hale. So, both companies seem fully capable, in your opinion, I think, to do this work. And one is a long-standing relationship with the county, so kind of know how each other work. And the new one is local down in Tampa, and they have an extensive resume. I don't know if it's appropriate in this case or not, but I think you go back and negotiate them, go with either company and get a best and final. And to me, that's probably the best way to go here. If there is some level of a discrepancy, one's obviously better priced than the other. In my opinion, both are fairly qualified, and go back and negotiate and do a best and final if that's an option for us.
Commissioner Mariano, but I don't know if that's legal or not.
No,
It's not legal.
I would not recommend that. What is before the board is whether or not whether or not the protest filed by
The other company.
Systems is
Valid.
is correct. And if it is, that would disqualify inmate calling solutions. If it's not, you would affirm the purchasing director's decision to award.
Madam Chair?
Yeah.
So when was this RFP sent out? I'm asking staff.
It was released in December.
December 24.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so when Mr. Kennedy says that they have just ended their relationship with Text Behind, haven't used them since last summer, it tells me that there's all those years where they've been using Text Behind as a subcontractor. So how can you tell me that you only ended the relationship in July when you're supposed to have 5 years of not? How does that, I mean, that right there alone should tell me that they haven't either submitted improperly because of the data that shows what the first presentation showed, that he hasn't done it for 5 years. And that's what seems like you've asked for. And he just even said he only ended the relationship in July. So I don't see how you don't step in to say, you know what, we missed it, we didn't see it, I understand how we missed it. He had to dig in to find it, but I think you've been shown that you were told you had 5 years, but from what he's just said and the other guy shoot before, he's not doing it right.
But
He doesn't have the 5 years experience.
But did you say you consider subcontractors
Yes, ma'am.
as valid for those 5 years?
Yes, ma'am.
That's the issue. He's allowed to have used them for the 5 years. They didn't say only you, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So he's allowed to put text whatever there.
If I could maybe help clarify this real quick.
All right,
I think
we
we
let
should
him
hear from
speak.
them.
We'll let you
See,
come up and
the
say,
thing
and then
is,
we gotta.
Chair, Pasco County changed the rules of how the service works. And due to that, you had 2 responsive bidders. If subcontracts, in my opinion, weren't allowed to be considered, then you'd have only potentially one bidder on this project.
But she didn't say subcontractors
Yes,
weren't
she-
allowed
yes,
to.
she did.
She
She-
said they would consider them within their experience.
Yes.
Listen, listener, you can use subcontractors.
Correct. Pasco, good.
Okay, let,
You may use subcontractors to satisfy the 5 years of experience. However, on this exact contract, they cannot perform the services.
yes.
Exactly.
So he said, and that's what they said they're gonna do. He used the subcontractors in the past, but to satisfy this bid, he's going to take it all in-house. So he did, what I'm hearing is he did what she asked, so. But
Okay.
let's hear what you have to say.
I can help put this, I can help put this to bed really
Okay.
quickly. They provided 3 references in their RFP that should be considered as what they provided. Only one of them has mail service by Text Behind, and it started in 2022. Not 5 years of experience, even with their subcontractors.
I'm not sure if that's true or not. I'm gonna go back and check.
I can show it to you right now.
I'm not gonna go back and website.
Yeah, I mean, I think there has to be like affidavits from those companies. I mean, we just
Yeah.
can't go by
Right.
what someone says, personally, I think, right? So can we punt this and take it up again?
Quick question.
Yeah.
How many references were they supposed to provide? How many did they provide?
I don't have the exact number in front of me, but I do know that they did satisfy the requirements of the references when we asked for them. in
Did
their
we ask for
submission.
5 and did we provide 5?
There was a date required of services started that was supposed to be responded to. We responded.
Hey,
to
you
I
gotta-
don't think
you
you
gotta
can
wait till you
speak
get to
from
the mic.
back there, sir. Let our purchasing director look
It's
at
going
it.
to take me a minute to find the documents.
How long has your company been in business, ICS? You have to do it at the mic while she's looking at it.
Since 2002.
Okay, thank you, that's, so you have plenty of 5 years' experience, customers, I'm sure.
Chair, County Attorney,
Yes, sir.
is this a luxury for inmates, or do we have to provide this service to them?
I'm going to defer to my corrections lawyer, but I believe it's required.
We have to provide mail to the inmates. We choose to do it this way so that, to limit contraband coming into the jail.
Mr. Hale, your name for the record, please.
Oh, I'm
and
sorry,
title.
Robert Hale, Assistant County Attorney.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
I apologize. Trying to find it in 196 pages worth of response. I apologize for the delay.
Did you look at this resolution by the Epperson CDD district? Did you get this copy?
No. Well, I got it in the file, but I didn't.
I am curious how that works, disputes between two CDDs.
That's an old business
All right.
discussion.
We have, they've submitted Collier County Detention. They've submitted Macomb County Jail, the Tulare County Sheriff's Office were the 3 that they
I
submitted.
know, but how many did you require?
3.
Oh, 3, not 5.
5 years experience.
5 years experience from 3,
Yes, ma'am.
okay.
All right, can we hear from the gentleman?
Okay, and you wanted to make one more statement? And then we're gonna either deliberate or,
Appreciate it. It just, my point, there's 3 references. Only one of them is provided a mail service, started in 2022 by text behind. And I also don't understand how, if subcontractors are not allowed, how the experience of subcontractors is
No.
considered.
she said subcontractors are allowed.
It doesn't say
No.
that in the RFP.
Let's say they're not.
It says they're not allowed in the RFP.
Can we see that statement?
It says they're not allowed for this contract.
Yeah, for this contract, but you could use them as references, which is what they did. Is that correct? Okay, so we're making a change.
Can you say that into the record? I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Yes, ma'am. They can use subcontractors for their past experience,
Yeah.
but in this case, they cannot use them to perform the services under this contract.
and they have agreed to perform the services.
Yes, ma'am.
So I see that he complied.
Okay.
I'm sorry, that guy complied, yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I'll take, that's the way I see it. Wish we could split it in 2, but, how long is the contract for?
It would be a 3-year contract with 2 renewal options for a total of 5 years.
Unilateral or bilateral?
What does that mean?
It comes to the board.
Well, the question is, are the renewals automatic or?
No.
So it's 3-year contract, and if both
2.
parties are happy, they go on for another year and then another year.
Correct.
And did you ever find out the information you were waiting on?
No, ma'am, I texted her, but she hasn't responded.
But I don't think it's relevant. To the purchasing director, this, doing it all in-house, is there a reason why we're pivoting to that, since it may not be industry norm?
That decision was made by the Corrections Department.
Okay.
I have Chief Jenkins with us.
Sure, let's hear that.
Stacy Jenkins, Chief Correctional Officer. So with regards to the tablets, tablets are typically utilized for inmates to submit requests to keep paper out of the facility. It prevents opportunities for fire having paper in there. So we've gone to a tablet system quite some time ago. With regards to the electronic mail, that's to keep contraband out of the facility.
So I understand that, but why are you saying one company has to do everything rather than have a subcontractor now? That's the change in this contract.
So there's just a preference, if you have a problem, to be able to go to one individual and answer in order to answer all of your concerns.
Okay,
So
I get that.
that was just the preference.
Okay. Well, and, I'll take a motion, but I feel like
I move.
the ICS did answer it correctly.
A second.
So the motion is to
The person
affirm the
that is-
purchasing director's decision and reject the protest.
Right. That's my motion.
And there was a second?
And he got a second.
Okay, any more discussion? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, sorry, guys.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, so we are adjourned for lunch, and if there's more public comment, we'll take it up after our